Let's look at the Mishnah text and translation of Avot 2:2. Avot Vav Vav. Rabban Gamliel beno shel Rabbi Yehudah HaNasi Omer. Rabban Gamliel beno shel Rabbi Yehudah, the son of Rabbi Yehudah HaNasi, son of Rabbi Yehudah HaNasi, Omer said, Yofi Talmud Torah im deret eretz. It's good to study Torah and engage in a worldly occupation. Sheyigiat shenechem mishakachas aon. For exertion in both causes sin to be forgotten. Rabban Gamliel beno shel Rabbi Yehudah HaNasi Omer. Rabban Gamliel, the son of Rabbi Yehudah HaNasi, said, Yofi Talmud Torah im derech eretz. It's good to study Torah and engage in a worldly occupation. Shigiat shenechem mishakachas avon. For exertion in both causes sin to be forgotten. Kol Torah, in all study of Torah, she'ein ima melacha, all study of Torah, Chol Torah she'ein ima melacha, sofa betela, v'korera avon, v'chol ha'amelim, aim chatzibur, Yehu imelim, amochem l'shem shemayim. And all study of Torah which is not combined with work ultimately comes to naught and causes sin. And all those who labor in public affairs, let them labor for the sake of heaven. Setzachus avosa Yisaya asan betsid kasom omedet lead. The merit of their fathers aids them, and their righteousness endures forever. V'atem ma'aleani aleichem sachor chabe ke'ilu asisem. As for you, I accord you a great reward as if you yourselves had carried it out. Rabban Gamliel b'nai shel Rabbi Yehudah HaNasi Omer. Rabban Gamliel, the son of Yehudah HaNasi, said, Yofi Talmud Torah im derech eretz. It's good to study Torah and engage in a worldly occupation. Shegiat shenechem mishachachas avon. For exertion in both causes sin to be forgotten. Behold Torah, and all study of Torah. She'ein ima melacha, which is not combined. Yehu amelim, amerchem l'shem shemayim. With work ultimately comes to naught and causes sin. Yehu ameli, amerchem l'shem shemayim. Let them labor for the sake of heaven. Sheschus avosa, for the merit of their Messiah Asan, with Sid Kosam, omed et liad. The merit of their fathers aids them, and their righteousness endures forever. V'tzadikot omed et liad. Their righteousness endures forever. V'tzidkasam omed et liad. V'tzidkasam, their righteousness, omed et liad, endures forever. V'yatom ma'ala, as for you, ani elechem, I accord shachor habe ka'ilu asisam. I accord to you a great reward. Shachor habe ka'ilu asisam, as if you yourselves had carried it out. The Gemara relates that before his death, Rabbi summoned the sages of Israel, and when they entered, the Rabbi said to them, "My son Shimon is wise, but my son Gamliel is to be nazeh." Then he said to them, "Let my younger son enter." When Rabbi Shimon came in, the Rabbi transmitted to him the rules of wisdom. Then he said to them, "Let my older son enter." And when Rabban Gamliel came in, the Rabbi instructed him in the rules of the presidency and said to him, "My son, conduct your presidency with authority, impose strict discipline on the disciples." Rabban Gamliel is the last Nazeh to be mentioned in the Mishnah among the Tanaim. In this Mishnah, he maps out the wholesome and beneficial way of life through which a man can avoid sin. He also admonishes the holders of public office to labor for the good of society and not for the sake of power and honor. Rabban Gamliel, the son of Rabbi Yehudah HaNasi, said that it's good to study Torah and engage in a worldly occupation. To combine Torah with work, for exertion in both, the energy spent on both Torah and work causes sin to be forgotten. It distracts his attention from evil designs. Bartanura explains that the Torah saps a man's mental strength, while work crushes and breaks the body, thereby eliminating his evil urges. Others commented that all aspects of sin are thereby removed from man, inasmuch as the Torah teaches him what to avoid. And as regards gaining a livelihood, he need not engage in deceit, seeing that he earns his bread by honest labor. Rashi comments similarly, by occupying himself with the study of Torah and in gainful employment for his livelihood, he'll neither covet nor seize the property of others. V'chol tzara, and all study of Torah which is not combined with work to sustain the student ultimately comes to naught, for he's destined to abandon his studies, because where there is no meal, there is no Torah. You can find that in the 3rd chapter of the Mishnah 17. As man cannot exist without nourishment, and causes sin, as poverty breeds flattery, deceit, thievery, embezzlement, and other sins. V'chol ha'em lim. V'chol ha'em lim. Let's see. This is from the Sidurim. V'chol ha'imlim, and all those who labor in public affairs, discharging a communal function, let them labor for the sake of heaven, and not for self-glorification, personal benefit, or political power over the public. For the merit of their fathers of the community aids them, those who administer their affairs, to succeed, not by the efforts of the administrators alone, but by the merits of the ancestors of the community and their righteousness. These same ancestors endures forever, therefore let not the administrators boast nor be arrogant. Yes, Siyam, as for you, if you labor for the public in sincerity, for the sake of heaven, God will address you. And God will address you saying, I accord to you a great reward as if you yourselves had carried it out, all with your own strength and labor. Another interpretation, since people who are engaged in public affairs may occasionally be prevented from the performance of a certain mitzvah, Rabban Gamliel reassures them not to be concerned about it, because having fulfilled a public function with sincerity, God will account it to them as though they had fulfilled that mitzvah. The Rabban actually said this. As it is said, he who caters to the needs of the public is like one who is occupied with the words of the Torah. Alternatively, and all those who labor in public affairs to impose upon the people the fulfillment of communal mitzvot, such as charity or the redemption of captives, let them labor for the sake of heaven, for the merits of the fathers. If the community aids them to collect whatever is imposed upon the community, no matter how much, and their righteousness, the charity thus rendered endures forever. They'll stand in the public's credit constantly. And as for you, who have induced the people to engage in this mitzvah, I accord to you a great reward as if you yourselves had carried it out with your very own resources, as we find in Bartanur. So, Avot 2:2, we find Avot Vav, Rabban Gamliel b'nei Shel Rabbi Yehudah HaNasi Omer. Rabban Gamliel, the son of Rabbi Yehudah HaNasi, said, it is good to study Torah and engage in a worldly occupation. Yofe Talmud Torah im deret eretz. It is good to study Torah and engage in a worldly occupation. Shegiat shenechem v'shachachas avon. For exertion in both causes sin to be forgotten. B'chol Torah she'ein amo melacha. In all study of Torah, which is not combined with work. Sofa betela v'korera avon. Ultimately comes to naught and causes sin. V'chol ha'amalim im chatzibur. And all those who labor in public affairs. Yehu amelim ameichem l'shem shemayim. Let them labor for the sake of heaven. Amelim ameichem l'shem shemayim. Let them labor for the sake of heaven. Shemayim. Shizkut abosa misaya san abatzadikasa. For the merit of their fathers aids them and their righteousness. Bitzadikasa. Omed eliad. It endures forever. Bitzidkasam. Omed et liad. Righteousness endures forever. V'ata, as for you, me'ela ani, I accord to you, a lechem sachar, a great reward, habe, ilu asisem, as if you yourselves had carried it out.